Good morning, Miss. We are Group 2. Today we are going to present the group assignment for MGT 4225, Business and Commercial Awareness. Our group consists of 4 members: me, Woo Sin Sian, the Chief Executive Officer; Ho Ka Fui, the Chief Marketing Officer; Azmin Zaini bin Anwar Zaini, the Chief Operating Officer; and Chow Hao Chung, the Chief People Officer. The company that we choose for our group assignment is Pos Malaysia. Pos Malaysia Berhad is the national postal service provider and sole license for universal postal services in the country. Pos Malaysia has the most extensive last mile reach, delivering to more than 10 million addresses across the nation. The proposal objective of our group assignment is to present Pos Malaysia with a business plan that will facilitate their decision-making procedure and provide them the competitiveness they need to survive in the logistics and postal services industry. Then, I will present the situational analysis. First, internal factor and evaluation. The strength of Pos Malaysia is they are the largest courier and postal services in Malaysia. They offer multiple services, they establish corporate governance, and they are the longest working postal company in Malaysia. The scoring for the strengths is 0.6, 0.39, 0.4, and 0.48. The weaknesses of Pos Malaysia is decentralization of operational, parcel delivery insufficient, low customer satisfaction, and also Pos Malaysia mobile app. The scoring for each weaknesses is 0.18, 0.2, 0.15, and 0.12. The total weighted score for Pos Malaysia is 2.52, which is above the average scoring. This represents the company has internal strengths that are enhancing the overall performance. Then, the external factor evaluation. The opportunities of Pos Malaysia is operational time extension, technology growth and expansion, cultural transformation program, and also improve research and development in supply chain. The scoring for each opportunity is 0.05, 0.8, 0.6, and 0.3. The threats of Pos Malaysia is multiple rising competitors, changing demographics, digital transformation, and diversification risk. The scoring for each threat is 0.2, 0.07, 0.4, and 0.5. The total weighted score for Pos Malaysia is 2.94, which is above the average score. This represents the strategies are adapted well towards the external factors. Now I will pass to Chow Hao Chung.
Okay, thank you. As for our competitive profile metrics, we are comparing ourselves to our competitor, J&T Express, GTEX, in several areas such as advertising, brand reputation, service quality, price, customer services, and technology. And based on the final score, Pos Malaysia is the highest one. So now I'm going to present about our problem identification, our Ishikawa Fishbone. As an CPO, training and development and talent acquisition will cause of loss of capital and investment. As for CEO, mismanagement of opportunities or KOL and lack of strategic planning is one of the reasons of cause of loss of capital and investment. As for CMO, unsuccessful marketing expansion and lack of data acquisition also one of the reasons of cause of loss of capital or investment. As COO, unsystematic procedure and delayed deliveries due to insufficient routing is one of the reasons to cause of the loss of capital and investment. Our second problem is decrease or decline in competitiveness. As a CPO, lack of professional development plan or PPD and talent retention is one of the main reasons that cause of the problem. As CEO, the company failed to adapt to the latest technology and decrease the market share is cause of the decline or decrease in competitiveness. As for CMO, our weak brand image and lack of innovation as well as will lead to the problem. As for the COO, insufficient operations and regulatory issues also will lead to decrease and decline in competitiveness. So I'm going pass to Azmir.
Thank you, Chow. Now, let us move on to the company and division objective. So, for CEO, our short-term objective is that we intend on reducing debts and improve the company's debt-to-capital ratio by 2025. And the second short-term objective is that to identify potential strategic partners or collaborations that can drive short-term growth and provide access to new markets or technologies by 2026. And moving forward to the long-term objectives for CEO, is expand on the company's international presence by establishing at least 2 branch outlets across different countries by 2027. So the second long-term objective for the CEO is to foster a culture of innovation within the company and drive continuous product service development by 2028. So CMO, the short-term objectives are conduct comprehensive market research on pricing strategies and cost structures that led to a 20% increase in sales by 2025. The second short term is decrease in market expansion by 5% by 2025. Moving forward to the long term, decrease 50% of brand visibility and engagement through data-driven marketing strategy by 2027. The second one would be to increase in market expansion by 15% by 2028. And now let us move forward to CPO. The short-term goals for objectives for CPO is 1. To enhance performance management by 10% and acquire sufficient compensation by 2024. Next is to intend on retaining talent acquisitions and retention by implementing employee referral programs and enhancing employer branding efforts by 2025. Let's move on to the long term. Now, the first one is to create a diverse and inclusive work environment by implementing policies and programs that promote diversity, equity, and inclusion by 2033. Second one is to increase 20% of talent retention by 2030. Now, finally, let us move on to COO. COO, first short-term objective is that we intend on enhancing 13% of productivity level across various operational functions by 2025. The second one is to equip better machinery for operations to improve real-time data acquisition by 2024. Now, for the long term, is strengthen supply chain process by 15% and enhance collaboration with suppliers and logistics partners to improve efficiency, distribution network, and ensure timely and reliable delivery by 16% before the year 2030. And the last, for the long-term objective for COO, is ensuring regulatory compliance by monitoring and adhering to relevant regulations and industry standards to maintain compliance and avoid legal or operational risk by 2028. Now, let's move forward for the QSPM. Next up is our strategic choice, which is QSPM or Quantitative Strategic Planning Matrix. So based on our QSPM, the highest point would be market penetration for Post-Malaysia, which is 6.27. Following that is market development at 6.16. Afterwards is product development at 5.21. And finally, product diversification 4.97. For these 4 elements that we have used on ANSOF, so let's take a look at our objectives. So for the first objective, which is market penetration and market development, market penetration is to extend the impact of Post-Malaysia by implementing new offers to their service and offering discounts that can help entice customers to use Post-Malaysia more often. For the market development, we have to increase the company's presence by establishing new outlets in rural areas of Malaysia, enabling the company to reach new audiences that are further away from the main cities. This would also help the customers to reach Post-Malaysia conveniently and make the company a preferred choice of courier service. And let's move on to the second objective, which is product development and product diversification. For product development, we have introduced a new form of service for Post-Malaysia to the market, such as electrical bill payments, school fees payment, or even loan payments, for examples. Last but not least is product diversification. But for product diversification is to develop a new AI for the company to help ensure the efficiency of deliveries and to specifically locate locations with real-time data to avoid any unnecessary complications that might lead to any delayed deliveries. And that is all for the strategic choice. I will now pass it on to the next presenter, which is Paul Caffrey.
Thank you, Asmir, for the solution matrix. For CEO is cost leadership strategy with the highest scoring of 336. As the CEO, she will develop cost leadership strategy to minimize cost, increase revenue, and profitability. CMO is continuous market research and competitive analysis with the highest scoring of 448. As the CMO, I will implement continuous market research and competitive analysis to assist the company to stay competitive and make informed strategy decision. For CPO is to develop talent acquisition strategy with the highest scoring of 448. As the CPO, he will develop talent acquisition strategy to attract, recruit, and retain top talent for the company. For COO is the real-time data tracking and monitoring with the highest scoring of 486. As the COO, he will ensure that the day-to-day operation of the company are run smoothly and any operational system are checked. Following that, complaints against regulation will be followed to ensure minimal regulatory problems. For the strategy implementation, the possible issue for CEO is decline financial performance. To solve it by develop strategy financial plan. For CMO is intensify market competition. The possible solution to solve it is develop comprehensive market research. For CPO, the possible issue is insufficient staffing, which can be solved by recruit from headhunter company. For COO is the possible issue is machinery downfall. The possible solution for COO is to recruitment, replacement, or maintenance. Lastly, for the strategy evaluation, for CEO is to measure the return on investment (ROI) and analyze the cash flow sensitivity. For CMO is data transformation error rate to measure data effectiveness and identify the competitive advantage to measure competitive positioning. For CPO is to seek feedback from stakeholders and do key performance index KPI to evaluate the strategy. For COO is to ensure machinery are well maintained to the company standard and closely monitor the production process and the day-to-day operation. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.